How's it going, everyone? It is Zach, the Purdue fan here, coming to you on YouTube. This is actually my first video on this channel. Some of you may know me as Z Money. That's my gaming channel. The link will be in the description below. Go subscribe there. There I post some of my gaming videos, NBA 2K, MLB The Show. I stream some games on there occasionally, but this channel right here, the Zach the Purdue fan, will only be for Purdue football related videos. I'm a big Purdue football fan. Been a Purdue fan my whole life, and I decided to make a channel just for Purdue football. On the Z Money channel, I have some vlogs of Zach the Purdue fan actually at some games, so go ahead and check those out. But no fans allowed for the 2020 season due to the pandemic. But whenever the pandemic clears out, the in-stadium vlogs will be here on the Zach the Purdue fan channel. So, anyways, in today's video, I am going to be predicting Purdue's record for the 2020 season. Now, I have the schedule pulled up next to me on my desk. I have my notes. But Purdue is playing 8 regular season games, and new this season is what they're calling Champions Week, and you'll match up against the team that plays the same as you in the opposite division. So let's say Purdue finishes 4th in the Big Ten West. They will play the team in the Big Ten East that finished 4th. But I will not be predicting that game due to the fact that I do not know who Purdue will be playing in that game. But, yeah, so I'm going to be predicting the first 8. So that's not counting the Champions Weekend game. So, to get things started, Purdue in first off, here's the schedule. There on your screen to the left of me, my left-hand side. But anyways, schedule right here. And first game, a home game against Iowa. Now, here's my thoughts on this game. I feel like Iowa is going to be in a rebuild this year. Nate Stanley, not the quarterback at Iowa anymore. Also, Iowa losing a key offensive lineman, Tristan Wirfs. I think he's now playing for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Got drafted. Yep. So, I feel like talent-wise, Purdue is going to be better in that category. But for the first game, Jeff Brom will be out as he is in a 10-day quarantine after testing positive for the Rona. Yes, for coronavirus. So I think that will take a toll on Purdue, the team, and the spirits. But I do think that Brian Brom and the coaching staff, they've put together a good game plan, and I think Purdue can win this game. You know, statement game at home. You're getting tested early. It's good that you have this game as a home opener. It's a good first team to play in the sense of you're getting tested. You get to see what you are the first week, and I do think Purdue can win that game. Then the next week, you travel to Champaign on Halloween to play the Illinois Fighting Illini. Now, as of the recording of this video, Wisconsin and Wisconsin and Illinois have already played, and I watched a little bit, and Illinois did not look too good. I mean, their defense got absolutely torn apart by Wisconsin's offense, but Wisconsin did look very good. We'll talk about Purdue's matchup against them later. But last year when Purdue played Illinois, it was in the rain. Purdue had a lot of injuries, but I think with this game being earlier in the year, I think it gives Purdue a good shot. I think Purdue can beat Illinois very easily. I'm going to give Purdue another win. So you beat Iowa and Illinois back-to-back weeks. Then, as I was talking about, Wisconsin, you play them. Wisconsin is a good team. Jack Cohn out for the year with went under foot surgery. He got surgery on his foot. Got injured during fall camp to prepare for this season. But Wisconsin's got this guy that they're breaking in who absolutely tore Illinois' defense into pieces. And he's really good. I think he threw for about 500 yards, 20 out of 21 passes, 5 passing touchdowns. Wisconsin's quarterback did. They don't have Jonathan Taylor anymore, but after watching Illinois play against Wisconsin on Friday night, Wisconsin looks like a very good football team, and I think they can challenge Ohio State at the Big Ten championship. They always do every year. They're always the team that is playing Ohio State. It's been that way for the past couple of years down in Indy. But I think this year can be the year that Wisconsin can possibly take down Ohio State. So I'm going to give Purdue a loss here. Wisconsin, very good team. Then the next week, you get a bounce-back game. You play Northwestern, the Kitty Cats. Northwestern, let's talk about them. They were one of the worst offenses in the country, I think, last year. But they did get a transfer in Peyton Ramsey. He transferred from IU to Northwestern. I do think Northwestern is going to be a better team this year. But again, just like I was talking about the Iowa game, I think Purdue has better talent than Northwestern. Now, games don't always come down to talent. But I think Purdue is the better team. Northwestern, not a good team, but I think with this Peyton Ramsey transfer, I think Northwestern can surprise some people. But this game's at home. It's homecoming, even though that really doesn't mean anything with only having families in the stands for Big Ten games this year. But I do think Purdue is also the better team in this one. Just how I was talking about the Iowa and Illinois game. Purdue is the better team against those three opponents, I think. And I think Purdue can get another win against Northwestern. So you're 3-1 going into Minnesota week. Now, let's talk about Minnesota. So Rashad Bateman, he is one of the best wide receivers in the Big Ten. Everyone knows. And PJ Fleck, I mean, he's turned that program around. He rode his boat from I think Kalamazoo, I think that's where Western Michigan is, all the way to Minnesota, and he's putting something together over there with the Gophers. Minnesota, good team. Tanner Morgan, good quarterback. Minnesota, they got a good defense. Rashad Bateman's really good. Minnesota's, I think, is the better team here. I'm gonna predict Purdue to lose against the Gophers in Week 4, but this is where your schedule starts to get easier. You started out the year pretty difficult. I mean, Iowa, they're a good team. Wisconsin's a good team. Minnesota's a good team. But then you have this stretch where you play Rutgers, Nebraska, and Indiana. Let's talk about Rutgers. Rutgers, coaching change. Greg Schiano coming back. He went away from Rutgers for a little bit. He was the coach for them a while back. Took him to a couple 10-win seasons, I think. Won a couple bowl games with the Scarlet Knights. But Rutgers has been on a plummet. They've been absolutely terrible. Probably the worst team in the Big Ten. Anyone can beat Rutgers. I don't think Rutgers will win a single game this year. Yes, you heard it. You heard it here first. Even IU's gonna beat them. Rutgers, just a terrible team. Literally anyone can beat them. So I think Purdue can beat Rutgers pretty easily. I do think Rutgers will be on the rise soon. They got the coaching change, Greg Schiano. I do think Rutgers will be on an upward trend soon, but I think in terms of Rutgers versus Purdue head-to-head, Purdue is absolutely the better team. No questions asked. I think Purdue gets it done against the nerds, I like to call them, Rutgers. Then Scott Frost brings his Nebraska team into town. Now, in Nebraska, they got Adrian Martinez. He's a He's a pretty good quarterback. There was a lot of conversation if Adrian Martinez was actually going to start for them, but it was announced by I think 24/7 that he will start for the Huskers this year. And he's a good player, but I don't think Nebraska has pieces around him that can help. And Purdue's just had Nebraska's number the past couple years. They beat them, I think, 2 years in a row. Brom's first year, they lost to them in a close one. But the last couple years, 2018 and 2019, last year, the double reverse with Aiden O'Connell, that last drive of the game to David Bell, I feel like Nebraska struggles against Purdue, and they can't beat them. Scott Frost can't find a way to beat us. I think Purdue gets another win, and then you play the team down south. I mean, come on. Of course we're gonna beat IU. The bucket is gonna come back to West Lafayette. Now, Indiana does have a good combo with Whoop Filer, I think his name is, and Penix, the quarterback that took over last year. I think he was the real reason that Ramsey transferred and went to Northwestern, because Penix was starting to take over and he was playing well. But I do think that last year Purdue was struggling with injuries. I think Purdue can stay healthy this year. If they follow the right COVID protocols and no injuries, I think Purdue will be fine. We've made some coaching changes. Bringing in Bob Diaco was the biggest one, new defensive coordinator. And the defense was really unexperienced last year, and they got to see the field last year, and I think they will be better. So, final prediction, I have Purdue at 6-2. Losses against Wisconsin and Minnesota, but I won't be surprised if they go 5-3 and drop the opener against Iowa. But if I had to pick right now, I would pick Purdue to win, home team, and Iowa, I think, on a rebuild. I think Purdue gets it done. But other than that, I think Wisconsin and Minnesota are definite losses. Both of those two teams, I think, are better than Purdue. Plus, with both of those games being on the road, Purdue does struggle in Camp Randall, and Minnesota on a big uptrend. They are a really good team. So I think that's going to be it for this video. Also, reminder, on Halloween, 11 a.m. Central Time, noon Eastern Time, I will be live here on the Zach the Purdue Fan channel, streaming my live reaction for Purdue at Illinois. I was trying to do it for the Iowa game this week, but it says when I got it all set up, it was about 10:30 at night, and it said it needed 24 hours to actually activate to let me stream. But so I won't be able to do it. It won't be ready in time. But I will be good to go for the Illinois game on Halloween. Set your reminders, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you get notified when I go live for that game. I will be streaming my live reaction to the Purdue at Illinois game at 11 a.m. Central and noon Eastern Time. So, my final prediction for Purdue is 6-2, losses against Wisconsin and Minnesota, wins against Iowa, Illinois, Northwestern, Rutgers, Nebraska, and Indiana. That's going to be it for this video. I will have a wrap-up or final thoughts, my takeaways after the Iowa game. I think I'm going to post a video on that, just so you guys know my thoughts on the game. But make sure you guys are there for the stream for the Illinois game. It is going to be fun. Like I said, I have Purdue at 6-2, and that's going to be it for this video. Boiler up, hammer down, hail Purdue, go Boilers.